Hello, fellow adventurers of the Grand Line, and welcome to the introductory episode of King of the What Now. I'm Joel. This is my buddy Curtis and co-host, who I have forced here against his will. Help! Oh, he'll be fine. He gets to see his family in another couple of hours once he's finished the episode. All right. So, what is King of the What Now? You might be asking yourself. This is the episode 0, after all. It's not about bathing suits. It's not about jigsaw puzzle pieces. No, it's about the anime and manga series One Piece, which, in my opinion, is pretty fantastic. Don't take my word for it, though. Take my prisoner's word for it. Would you like to describe your viewpoint of my interest in this series?
Fanatical.
What?
I'd say you're fanatical.
That's absolutely true. So when I love something, I love it with all of my heart. I get intense about shows, and then when it's over, I kind of move on to the next thing. But One Piece has been going for 15, 20 years and still going strong, so still holds my interest. I've read the manga. I watched the episodes. Me and my wife went through the series a second time when we started dating. I've played some of the games. I watched discussion videos and theory videos. I do everything related to One Piece. So I'm a bit of an expert, but, my co-host, not so much. Would you like to describe what's going on?
Yeah, so I've watched, the first 10 episodes, I think?
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. I mean, I know who Buggy the Clown is. That's
awesome.
a person.
That's wonderful.
And then played one of the Pirate Warrior games that we almost finished.
The disc got scratched up or
I forgot
something
about that.
during the move or something. We have another copy, but we never got back into it because my interests are very singular, and by the time we got the disc, we were on to something else.
Yeah, and then also, you give me the random updates every once in a while, out of context.
Yes, so viewers, my friend has an email that he only uses for very specific purposes, and he gives it to me and my wife, and he says, don't send me any One Piece fan letters. So, of course, the first thing I did was start giving him a play-by-play of the most recent chapters. But just because you know some details or this detail or that detail doesn't mean that you really know the story very well. I'll mention a character or a thing that happened that's, important to the story, and you'll go, what are you talking about? And I have to kind of explain it, and then your attention is, it's not great, buddy. I gotta tell you that.
Huh?
Exactly. Perfect. So essentially what the show is going to be is you have someone who is close to an expert on the series. There's details that I get wrong every once in a while, but I know it pretty freaking well. And then we have someone who knows it relatively not very well. And we're going to go through one episode at a time. We're going to be watching the anime, not reading the manga or anything like that. And we'll be going through the subbed episodes. That'll make you purists happy. And then after each episode, we'll come back and we'll just kind of discuss how he liked it, if there are any new characters, if they were interesting or not, that sort of thing. Future episodes will be a different formula, different structure than this current episode, clearly. But before we get into that, do you want to discuss kind of our interest in anime in general?
Sure. Yes, I mean, I've watched some anime. And I don't think nearly as much as you.
What? Okay.
Well, it's I only finished a couple series.
Okay.
Because you sent me a couple questions early on leading up to this, and I was like, oh, you know what? I don't think I've ever actually I finished I can count on one hand and not use all my fingers the number of series I've actually finished.
Okay.
Not counting ones that I'm caught up on, One Punch Man, but haven't it's still going. Right?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
But the only ones I think I finished were Soul Eater.
Yep.
Because we watched that. Trigun, and then there was another one.
Cowboy Bebop, right?
I haven't actually finished. I keep starting it, and I haven't finished it.
Oh, okay. I've heard great things. I don't really... When it comes to classic anime, the ones that everyone's like, oh, you have to have seen this, that are more than, say, 10 years old, if I didn't watch it when it was coming out, I don't really get back into it, that sort of thing. It's on my list, but I haven't really gotten into it.
And I don't think it counts as anime. I think it's Japanese animation. I don't know if people classify it differently, but all the Miyazaki films I've seen.
That's anime.
So, okay. They're not series, but I watched them from the beginning to the end of the movie, so less of a time commitment.
Fantastic. All right. So you and I'd say we're both kind of into the shonen genre. That's a lot of people punching things, robots, lasers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Fantastic. Is there anything about the anime that you watched that you like that struck you as particularly anime?
Oh, that's a different question. I mean, just kind of over the top.
Yeah, exactly.
In general, it doesn't necessarily have to be over the top violent, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of them are kind of more soft violence, right?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's not it doesn't need to be bloody and gory, but they're definitely invested in the action.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Puri Prisoner from One Punch Man. I almost said One Piece. It's different. but he's just this over-the-top buff dude who rips off his clothes every time he transforms and that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely watch for kind of the action scenes. I'm starting to realize that character development is important. That's weird, but shows that kind of can nail that, but in a concise way. If a character spends 20 episodes crying the entire time and then they learn some lesson at the end, I don't care so much about that. That's one of the reasons why I hate Sasuke from Naruto. Sorry, listeners, if you have your favorite and it's not One Piece from the big three, we're going to have a disagreement. I'm sorry about that. But hopefully I'll be able to refrain from my more angry reactions to things.
He has feelings on some of those other shows.
I have very strong feelings about just about everything that I interact with. Okay, so lastly, I assume that the people who watch the show will kind of be divided into two groups. People who have seen everything and are kind of, they know a lot about it like me, and then people who are more like you, who haven't gotten into the series, maybe are interested, maybe have seen a little bit of it. But for those people who know just about everything, let's see how deep your knowledge goes.
Okay.
I'm going to list some characters who may or may not be from the series One Piece. They might be imaginary. They're all imaginary, but they might be off the top of my head. They might be from something else, or they might be from One Piece. You need to tell me two things. You need to tell me, A, do you think they're from One Piece? And B, describe what you think their role is kind of in the story. If you were to describe James Bond, you would say that he's a suave spy sort of thing. Very, very high-level information about these characters. Anything that comes to mind. So the first name on here is Monkey D. Luffy.
That one is from One Piece.
Okay, good job.
That is the main character from One Piece.
Okay.
I forgot his first name was Monkey until you mentioned it, so that threw me off. I thought it was a trick question. But, and he is made of rubber.
How did that happen? Okay, and would you believe me if after 400 episodes he gets much hotter?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, hotter, wait, what do you mean by hotter?
I mean
hotter like he's more attractive, or hotter like physically body
sexually hotter.
I was going to say yes on both fronts from what I've seen.
Okay, yeah, fantastic.
I have seen clips of later episodes.
Yeah, of course.
Not like whole episodes, though.
Sure. I'm gonna try to not mention specifics. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, so I showed you this video because, as I said, I think some of our viewers might not be familiar with the series. But I've definitely shown them some of the highlights, some of the better episodes. All right, the next name on my list that I have is Eneru.
I'm gonna say not from One Piece.
Not from One Piece, okay. But if they were, what do you think they would be? Just come up with a story.
Eneru sounds like a kangaroo.
Okay,
and
so Eneru the kangaroo.
I feel like that would fit in with the One Piece ethos.
Yeah, okay. Fantastic. Yeah, so just for FYI, Eneru does show up, and he has a big fan following. He's very bombastic in the way that a lot of One Piece characters are.
Oh, so he is from One Piece.
He is from One Piece, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought I got that right.
All right, so the next one is Dr. Pancake.
Not from One Piece?
Are you sure?
I'm going to say not from One Piece. That sounds a little too ridiculous even for One Piece.
Okay.
I might be wrong.
Fantastic. There is a group of people named after food. I will let you know that. Does that change your opinion? Does that change your answer?
Oh. Okay, I'm going to say yes from One Piece.
Okay, fantastic. You think they're part of the food group people? Okay, fantastic.
One of the major food groups, really.
Honestly, yeah. It's whole grains, and pancakes is its own separate thing.
Yes.
Because you have to include the syrup and all that. All right, Dr. Pancakes is a made-up character who is not from any other series or anything. Just off the top of my head. Koala.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, that is from One Piece, and I know that for sure, only because you mentioned it as one of your wife's more favorite characters.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. When you took your trip to Japan, you're trying to find memorabilia from the series. Yeah. I was hoping to trick you because she has a name of an animal, so you'd be like, no, koala's just an animal.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You got that one right. Yeah. Okay. Next one, Caesar Clown.
I'm going to say not from One Piece. Okay. That's because I only know one clown from One Piece, and
You can't have too many clowns.
Well, I mean, can't you? Can you not? I don't know what the right one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, spoiler alert. Caesar Clown is a character who isn't very much of a clown. It's his name, but it's not like his title. That makes sense.
Okay.
But a lot of people like to show him and Buggy, as far as I know, in like fan art together because one of them is clown themed and the other one has the name Clown.
Okay.
Okay. Rob Lucci.
I'm going to say not from One Piece. Is he from a different anime?
No, Rob Lucci is from One Piece, in fact. And I would rank him probably top 10 hottest characters from the show. I myself am not into men, but he has a certain personality.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great. You will possibly like him when he shows up.
Am I supposed to guess what he does?
Go ahead, try to guess what he is.
I feel like that should mean something in Japanese, but I don't know.
I don't. So a lot of character names are puns. I don't know all of them.
Okay.
When we get to the episodes that introduce a character, if I know that their name is relevant to something, I will be like, hey, did you know?
I'm gonna say Rob Lucci is a fashion person.
A fashion person. Okay,
Fashion.
that'd be pretty good. If I knew nothing and I just had the name Rob Lucci, I would assume pasta shop, like some kind of person who just serves up pasta to people. And in true anime fashion, it would like power up their attacks or something stupid like that. Dragon Slayer Natsu.
Oh, Natsu is a name I recognize.
Mm.
I'm gonna say yes for One Piece.
You're doing terrible at this, my friend.
I think I got in one way.
Dragon Slayer Natsu is the main character from Fairy Tail, a show that I also have strong opinions about, but maybe we could do another podcast about that once we catch up on all 800 episodes of One Piece, and I won't censor my feelings. I'll just let people know how much I love or hate it.
Okay, that sounds good.
Fantastic. Marco the Phoenix.
I'm going to say... I'm just going to start saying yes for
every single one of them? Okay. And what do you think his role is?
I think he fails and then comes back.
Even stronger every time?
Yeah, because he's a phoenix, right?
Absolutely. Did you ever watch Zatch Bell?
No.
Okay. Well, there's humans and there's monsters, but they're not monsters. They look like children. They look like dolls. And they're teamed up like Pokemon and their trainer sort of thing.
Oh, I remember you watching.
Yeah, it was on when we were, and there's a character who, his whole story arc is he's a coward, but he tells his doll that he's like the greatest hero ever. So the monsters will go up and punch him in the face, and he'll get knocked over, and this little doll will start singing a song about this fake superhero, and he gets back up and he keeps fighting every single time. Yeah. That's what you... No, that's not what Marco is. I'm saying that's what your guess reminds me of.
Oh.
Yeah, I won't reveal what Marco the Phoenix's role is, but I will tell you that he's probably a Phoenix.
And he is definitely from One Piece.
He is 100% from One Piece. We played him on the Pirate Warriors game. Maybe that was me. Maybe I played as that character.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we'll get to it. You have to wait like 600 episodes. He'll show up. It'll be great.
Okay, so then like, a decade or so.
Yeah, exactly. And then the last character I have on this list, Panda Man.
That's a character from something. I'm going to say yes from One Piece.
All right. And what do you think their role is?
Yeah, and also a man.
that is probably the best guess that you could have given. Panda Man, no, he's in the anime too. He, everything is a man, except for his face is like the face of a panda. I don't know if it's a mask or if it's some weird animal thing, because there are weird things in One Piece. And he's just there as like a Where's Waldo. He shows up in the background on like, I think every island that they go to at some point or another. And he's Panda Man. And you go, oh, I saw Panda Man from that last episode. There is also a Panda Woman, I think. Yeah, Panda Woman. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, folks, that's basically all we have for this introductory episode. I hope that I was able to kind of show you the chinks in Curtis's anime armor. I hope I didn't. There are many, but that's why we have this show. Just as kind of like a reiteration of this, One Piece really is, I think, the best story ever told. I know that's subjective, but if you can get past the fact that there's so many goddamn episodes, there's really a lot of humor, there's a lot of heart, there's a lot of adventure. So join us next time and we'll discuss the first episode of the anime. Chris, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, can you untie me now?
Let's get you through the Alabasta arc before you can go home. You should be free to go in about 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, everyone, have fun on your adventures and follow your dreams.
And then, at the end of the podcast, a ripple in space and time appears. Through it, you cannot see anything, for this is a purely audio format, but a voice rings out from the future. It's Joel from the future, sending back audio on how to get in touch with us. We have a Gmail, kingofthewhatpod@gmail.com. Again, that's kingofthewhatpod@gmail.com. No underscores or dashes or anything else. You can also follow us on Twitter at KingOTheWhatPod. King O, the What Pod. That's King, the letter O, the What Pod. Apparently the extra F was just too long. Goodbye from the future! And now, the ripple is closed, the world is returned to normal, and you may return to your present-day lives. Have a good day. See you next time.